Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda here, like defender of the fatherland. Off here to a 1v1 on Bayeux. In the east, it is Learn to Play fighting for the Oberkommando West, Germany, Deutschland. Here, rolling out with the Panzerlehr Panzerdivision featuring Special Operations, Elite Armored, and Luftwaffe Ground Forces. Versus in the west, it is Caosak fighting for America, freedom, democracy, consumer culture. Taking on the role here of the 3rd Armored Division here with tactical support, airborne, and rifle company. Double rifle start there versus Fulton's Kuhwagen start here. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters, champions, heroes, one and all. And without their support, the Propagandacast would simply not be possible. So big thanks to all those other people who join the ranks by Patreon like and donate. And in this regard, big thanks to maybe me for donating and supporting the Propagandacast with his hard-earned money. Big thanks to you. And finally, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing, of course, helping me out as well there. So, anyways, straight moving on the centre here for Learn to Play. Volksgrenadiers how to work. They were laying down the sandbags. Up north, there's Sturmpunkte ground the point here. In the south, Rav squad advancing for Caosak, tank traps, and barbed wire on the fuel point to defend against any German assaults. And there we go. Caosak with the first commander. It is tactical support with Browning light machine guns, M5 half-tracks, recon runs, strafing runs, and calliopes. Second, Fulton squad here for Learn to Play. Men in the centre, they're being swarmed already, unsupported. They are easily picking here for Caosak's infantry, bringing in with M1 Garans, pushing back those Volksgrenadiers as rapidly as possible. Kuhwagen moving in, engaging the Rav squad there. Up north, we've got the Sturmpunkte already secured the northern fuel point. We'll probably push further northwards, or might try and move towards the centre to try and forestall a potential disaster as Caosak pours in more and more troops towards the centre. Kuhwagen there quickly diving off. There's Caosak, looks to sneak around on it using the terrain here. Volksgrenadiers counter-attacking here, though. No, oh, there we go, fully reinforced now, though. They are already quite beaten up there, so might be an idea to have another squad lead in there to leave the less wounded one, or the more wounded ones, and then, you know, not take all the hits right. And there we go, Friedrich already dead, so to see the problem there. Rav squad in the centre falling back up north. There's Sturmpunkte abyssing seizing points here. Learn to play sneaking in more forces southwards here, looking to manoeuvre around Caosak. His southern flank catches men off guard from that angle. Again, note here Caosak is very smartly focusing down these for the Rav squad, the wounded Volksgrenadiers. As long as the reaction should be focusing them down as well here. Kuhwagen and ramming here, and we could see the table turned here. We can see all of Learn to Play's forces are focusing down the Rav squad there, which of course is what exactly he should be doing. Rav squad moving towards the centre here. Bit of luck here as Learn to Play's Volksgrenadiers is actually not taking a lot of the damage here, at least not on one individual guy. So it's like he's not losing men there in that squad, allowing it to keep it full, you know, almost full of firepower here, which is kind of impressive. But there you go, Rav squad charging in there, freedom being shouted out like a war cry there. Kuhwagen on the advancing Rav squad there, Fulton turning around there again. Good prioritization here, almost got the wipe there, but Caosak falls a bit short there. He's unable to deliver the killing blow. Far up north here, Sturmpunkte pushing back a Rav squad there, which definitely was not ready to tangle with a Sturmgewehr. Leaving only a reaction squad here to basically be the only frontline unit here for Caosak. The echelons are now the frontline troops. That's a bit awkward. Well, they're slowly crumbling here under repeated German fire. Truck on the way there for Learn to Play. And there you go, Fulton pushing back the reactions there. Ultimately overcome by sheer numbers. Sturmpunkte to fix up the Kuhwagen here. Backhead troop reinforcing for Caosak with a lieutenant on the way. Digging in there with some sandbags, very good. Truck ready. Guessing battle headquarters, though, Learn to Play could of course surprise us with a mechanized regiment. Could surprise us there. Kuhwagen almost fixed up here for the German army. Rav squad, they're busy seizing that point close to the base. Kuhwagen good to go. So, can't go for the battle headquarters here, but again, could be a mechanized regiment that Learn to Play here is scheming versus Caosak and the Americans. Fulton squad laying down sandbags quickly around here as they are ultimately unable to respond to that many Americans with no cover behind them. Second squad around here, though, could also be seen here from some support from the south. Though interesting enough, Learn to Play this a bit too preoccupied here to just move up the force in the south. Happens from time to time. Kuhwagen sneaking in and catching the reactions there in the, well, re-echelon territories. And there you go. 3 squads here versus 2, plus 1 half health there already. Caosak very smartly pulls back here. We do get the battle headquarters, and we get Luftwaffe ground forces with heavy fortifications, smoke bombs, Fallschirmjägers, valiant assault, and the airborne assault. And there you go, Rav squad there pushed back. Quick full retreat here from Caosak rather than, you know, keep one squad behind to keep fighting. He realizes this is going to be a waste of manpower because of the Germans, and they're currently locally superior numbers. M20 utility carrier for Caosak looking to play aggressively back against his opponent. He's going to push out the M20 because, again, it is faster, it is cheaper, and again, that way hit his opponent with it you know, at a more aggressive pace, forcing Learn to play a bit more on the defense again there. So, nice aggressive, I think, countermeasure here. May even, of course, use it to lay down some mines, which could then further disrupt any plays Learn to play might make on the road, unless he got just glanced it over with the Kubelwagen. Lieutenant being focused down here. Learn to play focusing on what he deems important. Carter Pawn there being guarded here by, well, one, but maybe two squads will be a bit better there for Learn to play. Got the truck up. Route squad tracking the Fulton is here. We'll need some Banham. There they go. Carl and Bob blow up there so they get caught in incendiary fires and are turned to a crisp. So far, Learn to play got a pretty good early game here versus Caosak there. Though that may of course soon change as the M20 hits the field for freedom. 5th car there mowing into the Kubelwagen there, the lightly armoured car there, in fact not armoured car at all, there is quickly crumbling under repeated 5th car fire, and there you go, the Kubelwagen goes into a Kaputtwagen. But Kedner from the way of Learn to play the Sturmpionier being shredded here, forced to retreat here in the face of Caosak's immediate choice of motorization. Grabbing the southern point there, Route squad defending the car upon there. Moving up for the next push. No ambulance yet here for Caosak, but we do get some early grenades. Caosak here clearly favouring the offensive here against the Germans, and of course is looking to just deliver as much damage as fast as possible. Thumbs up to that. Grenades can be a bit overlooked in the American arsenal, but in the right hands they can be quite potent, in part because most German players never expect them. Bits with the sandbags for the southern victory point, all three under control here soon for Learn to play and the German army here. Might be seeing some Fallschirmjäger soon as well here for Learn to play. As for Caosak, he can begin equipment as well with Browning light machine guns. Well, of course, if he does that, he wants to at least keep some of the munitions open there for grenades as well. Northern point being seized by the lieutenant. We got two squads moving in there. Assault rifles on the way for Learn to Play's focus. We got the ambulance here for Caosak. The ambulance. The cannon shoots, misses the M20 utility car there. Close call, but not quite in the south. Route squad liaisons moving up. Far up north here, Lieutenant, there's the Sturmpionier, veterans who won. One kill to these hardened German infantrymen, and there we go, Lieutenant now finding himself surrounded, is quick to fall back. South, the rear, grabbing the pump, we got a German counterattack here from Learn to Play, smartly being sent in there. Kedner heading northwards, looking to hunt down that M20 utility car, and turn it into a no-utility car. Ambulance arriving here for Caosak, ready to provide the men with free healing and ice cream. Fallschirmjägers on the way there for Learn to Play. Close relations in south. Fallschirmjägers dropping in. Guessing back at base, or at least not too close to the front line. There we go. The Green Devils arrived here. The 6th Fallschirmjäger Regiment arriving to support here. Attached to the 91st Infanterie Division. Quick move to take up the front line here, allowing the forces to pull back for reinforcements, and of course setting up in an ambush position there with their Kar-9 TKs and FT-42s. Got the first brown light machine light for Caosak's men. And heading northwards once more, forces reposition here, but they can caught in move. Will Caosak exploit this to further push in damage, or will he just slowly approach? Either way though, Learn to Play just decides not seem like trying to figure out if he might be able to win this engagement somehow. He just retreats. Folks need for support here from the center. In the south there, more skirmishing here. Folks quickly push back as Caosak delivers a strong blow there with two rival squads against one full squad here. 20 pushing forward against the Fallschirmjäger. Kedner ready here to turn on the M20 and blow it to pieces in the name of Deutschland. And there we go, good hit from the 18 rocket there. Rival squad advancing, going up there, but quickly then getting out as they realise there's a lot more Germans than we're expecting. Folks reinforcing here. Captain out there for Caosak. Interesting choice. They might be seeing an anti-aircraft type men, or he just wants to get out some anti-tank guns. Hard to say here what Caosak's strategy exactly is. I mean, Captain Lieutenant with tactical support is somewhat common, but typically they don't go for the M20 utility car. They just rely on the half-track. So hard to say exactly what Caosak's plan fully is. That said, the Captain, of course, is a good unit just to have with his BAR, so it's not like it's a bad idea. But it's just, shall we say, slightly surprising in the way he's gone about it. Meanwhile, Learn to Play calling in more Fallschirmjägers here, more elite German infantry to take on diese verdammte Amerikaner. It's launching assault in the south here against the rifle squad there. Sturmpionier fortunately dealing with a rifle. No grenades yet, but I would say this is some pretty targeting grenades. There we go, right into the mix. Oh, quickly moves forward there, double grenade in fact. Didn't quite pan out there for Caosak. Got a bit of damage in there on them, but probably had hoped for more. Up north, Kedner pushed back. Fallschirmjägers there setting up an ambush position to try and withstand an American assault. The M20 moving like Kenneth. They're already retreating as they can't deal with the M20 utility car. And the Fallschirmjäger squad is forced to retreat as well in the face of Caosak's rapid advances for freedom and democracy. Troop reinforcing in the southeast. Volkskongress advancing swiftly alongside the Sturmpioneer. M1 entering on their way for Caosak. Basically just a straight up production license of the British 6-pounder gun, as the Americans lack anything in that sort of area there, so they just license it from the British and call it the M1. Fun fact. Very fun fact. The north of the Fallschirmjäger. Right squad, they're taking some damage here as the Fallschirmjäger unleashes a well-aimed firepower at those American GIs. M20 southwards here, Veteran 2. 4 kills so far, variations around the centre. I don't think we've seen any mines from Caosak. Obviously, the munitions going towards grenades and light machine guns. It's obviously a bit tougher to find the munitions as well for mines. Sturmpioneer right in the south here. Got mines from up, obviously seen the M20 for some time. And learns to play, of course, knows best to make sure your opponent isn't tossing down M20 mines, because, you know, if he runs in a tank into that, that's going to be a very, very sad moment for learn to play. Like, I've seen matches won on, you know, opponent getting like Panthers and King Tiger stuck on those. So, very sensibly learn to play. He takes no chances versus Caosak when it comes to like the M20 mine. Trout on the way, that's going to be the tech up, but of course open up for the Fallschirmjäger to get the remaining FT-42s. Plus, of course, bigger stuff than Fallschirmjägers. But nice to see someone coming to more than one Fallschirmjäger squad, as they are fairly decent assault infantry, in particular ones upgraded with the second set of FT-42s. I said they obviously require a bit more handling compared to the opposite line, which can just slap a light machine gun on and just, you know, do fairly well with. So obviously the Fallschirmjägers tend to be less popular in that regard, but you know. Enemy drive caught it, but the Fallschirmjägers out in the open, takes some nasty damage here. Ambush going off as well there. Damage there inflicted as Robert drops dead. Volkskongress in trouble here. Caosak's assault is on the way here with a lot of infantry and with no machine guns from learn to play, by the way, here, or at least a large concentration of Fallschirmjägers. It's going to be a bit difficult to stop this. And he's also just basically scattered across the map here. He's actually swinging hard south here, even as Caosak is heading north pretty hard here. Grenades going off, catches being inflicted. Fallschirmjägers with the 4 kills, Veteran 1. Other Fallschirmjägers caught running back to the base here for reinforcements healing. Truck moving about here. Clearly not entirely sure where he wants to set it up here currently, as the entire front line is basically swinging back and forth like a pendulum in an earthquake zone. In the south, the points being seized up by the German army. My apologies. Entertaining, and they're waiting for the German army to actually arrive. We got the major there for Caosak, freedom and democracy, holding those goddamn tanks to the goddamn front line. In the southeast was the Sturmpioneer here. M1 carbines firing off rapidly with a volley fire against the Sturmpioneer Sturmgewehrs. Down to 2 men here. Sadly, they actually managed to suppress me just narrowly. Nice work there. Thumbs up, by the way. It actually is like a pretty decent ability if you remember to know how to set it up there. As again, like, you know, suppressor fire in these situations can be quite handy. Just most American players never bother with it. Like most of the other things they actually have, which is quite good. Anyways, looks like it's going to set up the Schwer punch squad on the base. Honestly, it's like the best place, but a lot of players obviously want to at least cover some vital points here. But again, with the front line as it is, like, he just wants it up and push for some Panthers soon. Lieutenant going with a grenade, fights from the dodge. There you go, get banded out on your turn up. But actually probably gone here for a blend carber, but that's just me. All the way, push back here. Fuel point in the north, exposed in the south here. Folks find their cover removed here by Caosak's anti-tank gun. Fallschirmjäger heading northward, 6 kills, half 8 of FT2. And again, as soon as that Schwer punch goes up, he can upgrade the Fallschirmjägers with additional FT-42s, which will be quite uncomfortable here for Caosak. Bob can maybe push back. Sturmpioneer rushed here with the M20. No Panzer Strike on those. But obviously, again, with him being so close, being able to upgrade both his Fallschirmjäger squads with additional FT-42s, I don't blame him for waiting for the Panzer Strike upgrade, for example. There we go, authorization away. You can actually push for a Panther full soon it's done. That's really good. And of course, crucially, he can upgrade both Fallschirmjäger squads there with the FT-42s now. And in fact, that is exactly what's happening there. So thumbs up to it. Learn to play. That'll definitely be, I think, a challenge there for Caosak's infantry. Though it is worth noting, he has got a lot of troops as well there. 3 rifle squads plus a lieutenant and a captain. And a fair amount of light machine guns. Definitely means in terms of infantry, both sides are like on the heavier end of the spectrum here. 6 versus 5. Definitely going to be like an infantry focused fight here. Both clears understand the importance of infantry. Another entertainer for Caosak is obviously where he's going to be hit by a tank first before he can get out a single Sherman here versus those goddamn Krauts. Focusing these Fallschirmjägers all advancing. Got the first set of extra FG-42s out there for learn to place Fallschirmjäger. Panzer on the way here. Sturmpionier, good to go. We can actually equip him with a Panzerschreck now. M20 there by the way, ace level. Steady advance here by the Fallschirmjäger, very steady. He's of course waiting for Caosak to commit and then try and hit them with a burst of FG-42 fire. Got the Panther ready here for learn to play though, and the German army, the Panzerdivision in the south here, Rieston's holding up. Lieutenant ready at support as well there, close to Veteran 2. M20 with 9 kills, 53. Captain Wing falls backed up with the Major and his pistol. Still keeping that one Fallschirmjäger squad reserve while the others move towards the front line here. May want to stick to cavalry, but there you go. Captain being focused down by the Fallschirmjägers and the Flotgrenadiers taking swift damage here. Lewis drops out in the south, and we got a larger engagement going on as well as the Panther breaches forwards with light infantry support here. Caosak scrambles to get the entertainer starting, even in the north here, even as in the north. We got learn to play now striking. Fallschirmjägers almost give up the Grenadier, forgetting about them apparently. He gets lucky and they didn't get wiped. Definitely want to be careful about, you know, forgetting about the entire Fallschirmjäger squad that's been upgraded. That was just, you know, kind of waste of resources. Even if they didn't get wiped, they've just been doing zip. But there you go. Anti-tank gun. Surprised here by the Fallschirmjägers appearing up from the angle he was clearly not ready for. And there you go. Panther falling up on this could cause disruption in the active pop smoke, which might actually help the Fallschirmjägers get closer here. Bit of mistake there by Caosak. Anti-tank guns though tear through the Panther's armor, might be able to clear up. There you go. Blenkerber on the anti-tank gun crew. Anti-tank guns just covered in noxious stuff. They're missing as they frantically try to hit something. All they're hitting though is death. As the bun grenade falls up here, wiping out the anti-tank gun crew there. Ralph's got being forced to Fallschirmjäger straight got 13 kills, half HP 3. Other squad getting reinforced here. Riflemen are being devastated here as learn to place Fallschirmjägers are utterly annihilating. The M20 though narrowly saves the front line here, and there we go. A fresh force dispatched from Caosak space to restore order here as the German Panzerdivision keeps up these relentless and near ceaseless attacks. Panzer IV then down your repairs. Second Fallschirmjäger squad take up with the Flotgrenadier support here. What will he do next? Machine gun maybe? More Fallschirmjägers? Light infantry gun, I think it's alternate edition. And there we go, Caosak with the M36 Jackson tank destroyer. An interesting pick there when you think about it. I mean, he's already got 2 anti-tank guns, but I guess he wants to like ensure himself as more with his armor while he leaves the infantry and do most of the anti-infantry fighting. And considering they do have a lot of Browning light machine guns, that's not an entirely bad idea when you think about it. Anyways, Panzer IV being fixed up. Fallschirmjäger was good to go. They're Veteran 2 already. Closing on Veteran 3 where they get some nice bonuses to accuracy, which of course means with all those FD42s they can deal a lot of damage. It only gets better, like, you know, with the Veteran 5 where they get some nice bonuses on top of that. For the ambush means they can really devastate enemies from the south. The M20 dashing at the Fallschirmjägers here. 11 kills to ace level. M36 Jackson tank destroyer almost down here for Caosak, freedom and democracy. Panther's off here though, but without anything to follow up and finish it off with, it won't matter too much. In the centre, German Spersy up north here, Panther 4 pushing forward to the Fallschirmjäger squad support. Routing Caosak's northern infantry here. South here, the situation is getting a bit more dicey as Caosak exploits the Fallschirmjägers being routed here to push in more troops. We got 350 to 348. Anti-tank guns here repositioning once more. Light infantry gun is at the ready here for learn to play. And Deutschland. Ralph Gold here going to get bombarded. In the centre there, Fallschirmjägers and Fallschirmjägers pushing forwards here, getting close to 83 on these Fallschirmjäger. Anti-tank gun crew exterminated. Under ceaseless fire. I think he might have spotted the Jackson tank, but of course it's not affected his infantry. And there goes second anti-tank crew wiped out. Rifle squad flanking their bun grenade or blend cover great here. And there go. Oh no, expecting to move into it. Oh, that was a bit of a whiff. There we go. Blend cover though. We'll do some damage here. Fallschirmjägers close to 53. Panther 4 moving in here. Oh, he's caught also in the blend cover. So there you go. Good hits there from the Panther 4. Infantry being almost wiped out here. Really close call there for Caosak. More infantry pouring through the noxious smoke here. Anti-tank guns could be destroyed by the cannon effort, and there we go. Gets one of them at the very least. I don't think you can get rid of the second one, but even destroying one of the anti-tank guns will be a significant blow to Caosak's anti-tank capabilities. In the south, M20 rushing northwards here. Sturmpionier at the high risk getting wiped out. That'd be quite a blow there to learn to play. He's trying to cover the Panther 4 here, but I think it won't be enough. Sturmpionier could, or Fallschirmjäger, I mean, could try and pop a blend cover, I guess, if they had munitions, but no. The Sturm Pioneer narrowly survives it. Jackson there pursuing the Panzer IV. Falschmeger's there. 6 kills Vecchi to engaging the infantry there, but us basically just pulling back there as they caught in a back position ultimately. Panzer IV need repairs again up north, point being seized here by the Volksgrenadiers. Can soon go for another Panzer IV here versus Caosak. Finding a bit of quiet here, at least you're not quiet, but you know, a little less intense action. I mean, again, these are both fairly active and aggressive players. It's like, you know, you don't get these, like, you know, long periods as they try to figure out what, you know, it's going to happen next. They're like, you know, okay, next plan, attack again. You know, find more weak spots, exploit more weak spots. Like, you know, they are very active and energetic players. Which, of course, is great for entertainment purposes, but for casting purposes can at times leave you a bit short of breath. Fighting was caught there very close to FT3. McKenna gets a great hit on the M20, but probably won't be able to finish it off here. Still no mindset from Caosak. I think at this point he can sort of slowly consider some. But at this point he's also equipped even the Major with a light machine gun. Track on the way there for Learn to Play, so either just the mechanized regiment, but it's also not impossible. He's going to try and solve for the King Tiger, which, when you consider the rest of like his playstyle and strategy, honestly feels a bit at odds with it. Like, it's very aggressive, and then, like, you know, I mean, obviously you can keep up the aggression to a degree while stalling for the King Tiger, but I would say the way he's going about it, I would at least expect another Panzer IV to at least fill up the pop cap and then try to build on top of that. Like, you know, that way once it's enough units can then quickly swing in the King Tiger, I'd say might be the way here forwards, but that's just me. I'll leave Falschmeger's now actually 3. And again, that's where they get a big extra boost here to all their FT-42s, which makes them really dangerous. Got the Calliope out there for Caosak, which is obviously really dangerous for Learn to Play's infantry and support weapons. So, pretty good call in there for Caosak. So when you got like a lot of infantry, you definitely want some rocket artillery. North here, folks, was the Raft squad here. There we go, quick grenade. We'll need some more support up north, but clearly Learn to Play's focus on the centre. Truck at the ready here. Panzer IV looks like heading northwards with at least one Falschmeger squad. In the south, we got the other one doing nothing. Hopefully he doesn't forget it again, though. Really feel like there's a bit of a miss when you got like an elite unit like the Falschmegers, just, you know, playing defence work. Rav squad pushed back with the Panzer IV, gaining veterans who won on that crew. Truck pulling back there, so likely going to set up the mechanised regiment in the side of his base. M20 roaming about here. Like Kevin F number 2 there for Learn to Play. So I mean, yeah, like it's likely a King Tiger stall now here. And again, not a super fan of that, but again, he is always, I think, you know, theoretically within the limits to do so. I mean, you know, he's got like a fairly large force. He's playing aggressively, so. But even then, I get out. It has its risks. It has its risks, but you could technically argue he can make it work there with some good pushes. But again, it does mean Learn to Caosak can just pour in more troops meanwhile more easily. In the south, them Trent rushing for the Sun Victor point here. Falschmeger's being engaged here. Once more, quickly routed. North here, Panzer IV pushing forwards. Falschmeger's heading further northwards there. Half HF-84 by the way. And there you go, we got the Calliope signing off here with a full volley there on the centre. Like Kenner crew there being decimated alongside a full support here. That's 2 wipes for the Calliope. That is amazing value there for Caosak. Even though the Kenner gets recruited, that's still a full squad just ripped from the very surface of this pixelated earth. So that was some really good value of the Calliope. But there you go, mechanized revved up there for Learn to Play and the German army. In the centre, the anti being called forwards up north here. We've got the filters with the rifle squad there. Falschmeger's almost got the northern victory point again. Falschmeger's squad taking south to catch the Major there. But despite his light machine gun, is obviously no match for these hardened German paratroopers. Jackson a bit back here. Panzer IV has a hell of a miss on the infantry squad's bunched out. That's a really bad miss there, honestly. That's got to be a bit annoying there. More troops pouring in here. Captain Ralph got the easy target for the Volksgrenadiers there. Jackson moving in though. The Kedmevs can't quite deal with that as they're being pushed back by the infantry, but he's still going to try for it. We've got the Falschmeger retreating here. Bit chaotic mess here for Learn to Play as Caosak just dives in hard here. And we got another anti-tank ready here for Caosak. Freedom and Democracy. Cap close being wiped out here. M20 diving in again like Kedmev. Forced to retreat here as well. And there you go, grenade on the other Kedmev there. Caosak just attacks, and he attacks furiously and spectacularly. Panzer IV and the Jackson tank destroyed. The Kedmev crew wiped out. Could I actually steal it and turn against the Germans, maybe? No. No. You'd need a smoke grenade there to make that work. Panther 4 need repairs once more. Still some time before Learn to Play can go for the King Tiger. And there you go, Calliope Barrage straight here at the entrance to his base. The Kenman crew wiped again. He's definitely getting some value out of that Calliope for sure. Fallschirmjägers flanking in there, but they're being met by a lot of infantry and crucially, a lot of light machine guns. Quickly pushing back there, Learn to Place Fallschirmjägers once more. So what? Again, he's just trying to allow for the King Tiger, but as you can see there, as this massive economic slowdown is going on there, just Caosak is just pouring in more and more troops, since he's obviously not saving up for any sort of really big, expensive tank. North Lees and grab northern fuel point here, fixing up the Panther 4, troop reinforcing healing. M36 jacking tanks on the move here, infantry sending forwards here, captains sprinting ahead for freedom and democracy in the south here, rifle squads and engineers are making moving forwards there. Setting up with the Panther 4. Heading north to that Panther 4, catching the distance here. Good shot there. Reactions routed. Fighting with the rifle squad there, close 54. Almost got the rifle squad there. Almost got a wipe there. Almost got a wipe. Need to fix up the Panther for northern point here. Shoots, but not quite hits. Northern points being seized. Fighting with what they've actually thought. About to get wiped out. There we go. Narrow retreats. That's a really risky call there, but Learn to Play, to be honest. Really risky to play. Considering ultimately he's still stalling for the King Tiger, honestly. We do get the airborne assault ready here. Could maybe use that to buy some more time against the Caosak, but again, he's just keeping the pressure. I think he's realised again his opponent's doing here, and he's just like, you know, heading, attacking, and just putting on so much pressure here that just stalling for that King Tiger is going to be as expensive and as painful as possibly ever Learn to Play. Panther 4 there, engaging with the infantry, but he's just lost one of his Fallschirmjäger squads. The only sort of bright side here is at least it wasn't like, you know, the near ace level one, which is obviously by far the best one. Captain there pushed back. Another weapon crew there wiped out as Caosak's assaults just keep on pressuring here. Learn to Play. He keeps hammering away there. He keeps decimating here the Panzer. We got Falcons with the grenade here, quickly dodging it. Anti-tank in their wreck. Was it the light infantry gun? It was the light infantry gun actually. So again, casualties are piling up for Learn to Play. He just, you know, keeps on pushing for that King Tiger. He's close though. He's almost there, and he loses the Panther 4 as well here. You can really sort of see the dangers in stalling for a King Tiger like this, as it requires near immaculate gameplay to maintain your force while at the same time building towards. And sadly, not quite near immaculate gameplay here from Learn to Play, as Caosak just exploits any mistake and then destroys it. Of course, because he's stalling for that King Tiger, he can't easily replace it. So, like, you know, again, it's typically why I advise before you go for like any big tank, you actually have like a sufficiently large force with actually multiple tanks rather than just one tank before stalling for your really big tank. So you actually have a bit more to give off, including particularly in terms of manpower issues, like typically where the major problems can arrive. Because once your one tank is gone, it's the infantry that will carry most of the burden, and that means the manpower bleed will intensify after a certain point. So, again, he's close, but it's definitely coming at a fairly high cost if you Learn to Play. Fairly high cost. Air reconnaissance from Caosak. Going for Sherman there. In the south, we got the captain and the major getting the Fultons behind heavy cover. Sherman ready. But he has the fuel now. He almost has the manpower as well there. So it's not like Learn to Play is now far removed from the King Tiger. But he's going to need to play that King Tiger aggressively to like really get the game back in his favor now, because Caosak now more or less is at full pod cap. And he's got like, you know, 40. So as you might have noticed, there's a bit of a gap there in force strength currently. And there you go. King Tiger here for Learn to Play and the German army. Should of course add the pin mounted MG42 to it. Calliope barrage off here again, like heads routed. Fighting down southwards, full squad about to get wiped out with all the light machine guns. Again, the Browning on these are quite potent. There you go, looking wiped up. There you go. King Tiger at the ready. Good shot on the Sherman, pushing him down to half health here with its 88mm gun. Almost got the Sherman here. Can he finish off? Almost. So close though. Sliver of health left there on the Sherman medium tank. Anti-tank to block the path. It does move with the lips, perhaps some pathing issues, or perhaps he's not expecting the King Tiger to pursue here. Either way, though, it looks like the Sherman does escape. That's really close here. No, he gets the Sherman with the shot from Nate hitting the shell there. We got the anti-tank guns and the Jacksons pummeling shots into the King Tiger, pushing him down to half health in a matter of moments already. In fact, it's down to less than that now. We're talking like, you know, quarter, maybe a fifth of the health left. Air support called in here. Try and buy more time. Fights makers flanking the anti-tank. You can see that the high level of efficiency. They're just shredding the crew. Wiping it out there. Practically executing it. King Tiger need repairs. He may want to upgrade some repair pioneers on that mechanized regiment to expedite his King Tiger repairs. Destroying the anti-tank gun, very simple there. Ralph squad up close with the Falchmagers is getting, well, decimated. And there we go, because of airborne assault, he can actually reinforce the Falchmagers while they're still in combat, but has to retreat here actually. Ah, they actually got murdered here. It's only because, again, they got reinforced while doing so. The one man survived because it's like airbound, so then actually allowed him to retreat him. Then he might get wiped, which would be a hell of a blow here to learn to play. Loses ace Falchmagers. Again, by far his best infantry squad. The King Tiger arrives. There we go. Saves the Falchmager. What a save here for Learn to Play. What a save. Oh, they're going to the base. They're going to try and finish it off here. Caosak is fearless, but no. Otto makes it out of there. Calliope barge into the base here. Caosak, they're going for the killing blow up north. The troops pushing forwards here. King Tiger taking heavy hits there. 5 kills. Clutch veterans are on there. Caosak just keeps up the attack. Still no repair pioneers. And a second Calliope here for Caosak. He's just going for the coup de grace here. The killing blow. Hoping to just finish off his opponent by bombarding inside the base. But that said, this could maybe create an opening here for a really well coordinated attack here by Learn to Play, maybe drawing through Caosak and doing enough damage to like maybe break him at least a bit here. Because, I mean, he's only got one Jackson and a tank gun right now to stop the King Tiger. So, depending on how well, like, you know, Learn to Play handles this King Tiger, it's going to prove to be a mistake there by Caosak, maybe. Obviously, a bit of a stretch here, and it could still work out well there for Caosak. But I'll definitely say there's an opportunity here for Learn to Play to turn the game around again. Got the Major here almost, but no, he gets away in a major upset. Aircraft shot down. King Tiger is good to go.
Send your orders. A capture point is under attack.
Got other points, very good. So what will Learn to Play do next with his Königstiger, his Tiger 2? North, they got the Calliope at the ready, grab northern point with the rifle squad. Kevmail's on the move. Pulling hit with the Königstiger. Getting the captain out in the open. Shoots, misses. Jackson are flanking there, got H-trap rounds. Very good there. Very good. King Tiger, they're taking heavy damage already. The H-trap rounds, of course, are quite powerful there. Another hit then by the King Tiger, pushed down to half level already. So again, we can sort of see the issue of sort of destroying the King Tiger. It's not like it's that difficult for Caosak to counter it anyways. So he's rather put a lot of pressure on a unit that can't really necessarily handle it, despite its massive cost. Up north here, Sturmpioneer Brand Ralph squad, they almost got on the wipe. They're 4 kill, or virtually 4 10 kills. M20, they're basically 19 kills. I mean, that M20's just been a great call in the effort for Caosak on to this point. Good hit from the King Tiger, and there we go. Finally gets it. 34 minutes in the game then. Learn to Play finally kills Caosak's M20 utility card. Only required him to go for a King Tiger. You know, the big cheese. Another Kevin there for Learn to Play. But Kevin being seized here by Caosak. That's definitely going to be a problem there for Learn to Play King Tiger and any other armor he might eventually get. Ralph's called that keeps up the attack. I think Caosak may have forgotten what he's doing there. And there you go. I think he realizes it and retreats them in time. 6 kills. Half H of H2 on that Königstiger. Still needs to fix up Sturmpioneer in deep Scheiße. Still no repair pioneers, by the way. And more area concept for Caosak. You got 65 trying to 44 here. Fightmakers there, ace level 30 kills, flanking like Ken there for there, and pretty much executing the crew there before Caosak has a chance to realise what's going on, it seems. And there we go, catches one of the Calliopes there with the King Tiger again. Learn to play, he's playing that King Tiger aggressively, he's looking for weaknesses and he's finding them. So we can see that Caosak's definitely running some issues here. He definitely, I think, underestimated there. Learn to play a fair bit, might be getting a bit overconfident here. But there you go, Calliope Barracks. They're almost wiping out the fighting Vegas, but he's almost got the anti-tank crew as well here. I think he's going to lose that fighting squad here unless it gets a blend curve off the major. And there we go, what? That's a hell of a blow there to the Germans. An ace fighting squad with upgraded weapons. That is a hell of a blow here to learn to play. He just lost by far his best infantry unit. That's going to be tough to replace it. Like, even just called in a bunch of fighting makers now, it's not quite going to make up, at least for quite some time, the loss of an ace fighting maker squad with 4 FG-42s. That is going to be a tough one. Plus, his King Tiger's going to have to go hold back for repairs again. The pressure on Learn to Play remains immense. Caosak there, despite some mistakes, is still a fierce opponent. He's still resisting Learn to Play and the German army fiercely. But Learn to Play needs to fix up the King Tiger, but at the same time he also knows he can't afford to sit it, have it sit back doing nothing either, so he's in a bit of a tricky spot there. He's in a bit of a tricky spot, to put it gently. Calliope though, 23 kills being hauled back. Still a repair pioneers there. Stuart light tank for Caosak at this point. I'm guessing he's planning to use it for its stun ability as the King Tiger. That was a misclick. Or there's something else that I'm not seeing there. But definitely pretty rare to see a Stuart 36 minutes of the game being built versus a King Tiger. I think that's got to be a first, by the way. That has got to be a first in all of my years of covering companies too. Wipe down the Caosak's infantry. Small win there for Learn to Play. King Tiger, though, of course, in hell when he repairs. It is actually 2, though, which does give it some nice accuracy, which is certainly important for it. But it's also in dire need of repairs. Jackson on the move here, and again, ace level Jackson. Also worth noting now, all of Caosak's anti-tank guns are German Raketen, so he managed to take off Learn to Play. But they may want to destroy this. So at least a knight there could salvage it, of course. He could probably be planning a Panzer IV here to back up his King Tiger. That would kind of make sense, but he still needs more infantry as well. Like, he very badly needs more infantry. He's moving in with the King Tiger. He's going to go for the Calliope, and there we go. Gets the Calliope. Caosak is just apparently getting a bit exhausted, causing him to overlook things. But there you go. He does get the King Tiger. That is a sunring blow there to Learn to Play again. After losing so many units stalling through it, while it certainly did do some damage and last some time, I don't think it lasted long enough to really be worth it here for Learn to Play. So that really was a massive loss and a great kill here for Caosak. Trying to grab the anti-tank, that might end up costing the Sturm Punch, although he's going to use it to try and destroy the anti-tank gun. And he gets it! Oh, the Stuart, I mean, not the anti-tank gun. But he gets the Stuart with the anti-tank, and before then, the Raketenwerfer crews wipe out the anti-tank gun and then destroy it. Okay. Brandhan got it off there. Almost got the captain of the losses. I mean, at this point, I think both players are a bit punch drunk. They're just slugging away at each other. It's just raw violence at this point. Raw, unfettered violence. There we go. Fresh pans for what they've learned to play. His troops in dire need of reinforcements, healing, and crucially, more men. More squads. Back here for Caosak. Who knows what's next? Maybe more tanks. Maybe more infantry. We got the Ace Jackson tank, so good to go again. Graham the Sun, the big point. Got 48 with 226. Squad here hiding behind the King Tiger for safety. Got the Jacks moving in there, go loading the HVAC rounds again. Good hit there on the Panzer IV. Good hit from the Kedmov, damaged engineer on the Panzer IV. Hell of a shot there from the Jackson. Guy down to just a tiny sliver of health there with the HVAC rounds. Brutal stuff there, brutal. Follows with the captain in the south here. Need to treat those folks before they get wiped. Yeah, Learn to Play is still in this fight, but he's definitely hanging on by a thread at this point. He is barely holding on. More fights makes it for Learn to Play. Do you think more infantry is a really good idea versus Caosak? Dropping it up north here. Might be planning to rush the northern victory point. Get that out of American hands once more. But what is Caosak planning here? We got 27 though, there's 226. I mean, that's certainly a bit of a gap there. And there you go, another collide for Caosak. More rocket artillery to match the Germans. Pan von Moon, the Shroom Pioneer back up. They're not feeling forced. Fighting is in fact going for Northern Point. Not being upgraded with FT-42s, at least not yet. The Kevin over there ambushing the Jackson, getting got shot there for the rear armor. Close to wipe with the grenades. Got the Captain Mr. Fulton here, close to being wiped out as well. That's going to be good there for Learn to Play. The could wipe one of Caosak's escorts. Got the collide moving forwards here. Captain survives by the looks of it. Close call though, and there you go. Calliope barrage off. Right into the base here, and he does get the Captain. He does get the Captain. He got a weapon drop there. But the Ramscott's going to pick that up and turn into a double running light machine gun squad. That's going to be quite painful. They actually, you know, rifle squads at the beginning where the round light machine was introduced to them could actually equip 2 of them. That was just too good. So that's really powerful. Bullets going to be around the corner in the south here. The fighting continues to be absolutely ceaseless almost. Pans for the taking down from the Jackson, tanks on the rifle squads. The Kennen are hiding out. Ace level there, good shot on the Jackson. Fighting makers to the echelons. Almost got it here. One more shot could take it out. And there we go. Huge blow here to Caosak, losing his ace tank destroyer. That is a huge kill here for Learn to Play. And could definitely use his armor more freely. And there you go. Reactions white. Caosak is starting to take some fairly heavy losses. Though again, Learn to Play's force is already beaten up. So like, you know, it's going to be tough for him to follow up. In particular since he's still fairly short in infantry. He's got like a Sturm Pioneer squad, a Fulton squad, and a Fighting squad. And that's it. He's calling in more Fighting makers at least. Though I don't think he's upgraded any of them. Or the one he's got there at least already out. He has yet to upgrade that one, and I definitely think he should at least upgrade one of them. Artillery called in the north here. Panther setting out there, and we got a Sherman away for Caosak. Just regular medium armor here versus the Krauts. Sent their fighting mild up. There, almost got the rifle squad return there. No, they get away. They get away. Panther although being hauled back for repairs from war. Still no repair pioneers, by the way. Got the northern victory point here. We got 12 versus 218. Another Sherman for Caosak here.
Krauts have 10 points left. I say again.
10 points left. Still no upgrades in the Fallschirmjäger. Panther 4 being repaired. The situation here is quite extreme here in some ways. Major pushing force here. Fallschirmjäger's routed. Learn to Play needs to immediately seize a point. He needs to counterattack rapidly. He needs to like ensure his opponent doesn't get hold of a victory point, like 2 victory points at the same time again, because otherwise I think it might have been too much for Learn to Play to recover from. There he goes, rushing for the sun one, even he's pushing on the center one as well here. Fallschirmjäger's in ambush mode up here, still no upgrades on them, others back here reinforcing, healing. The Schwerpanther called is now with lies and runesman. He can't call in any other like armor except King Tigers or I suppose Luxus and Pumas. Which aren't really quite armored, are they? Major there, push back in the center, and like Kednev at the ready here. Southern victory one being seized. We got 10 versus 217. Sherman dives in for democracy. 5th cal there being added. Kednev moving up here. Good shot on the Sherman. Like Kednev crew, they're about to get wiped up with the Sturm Pioneer. Almost got it, but no. Oh, there we go. He does get the crew. Can he finish it off too here? You got 10 versus 215. Caosak is pushed off the map here. Learn to Play could be setting himself up to win this now. Holy smokes. Like he's actually like managed to like wear down Caosak's forces roughly the same size as his. Good God. It's also like one of the more fighting heavy matches I've actually seen in some time. Like total of 4 squads. That's kind of rare. North, they're rushing from the northern point here. Fighters could ambush if learn to play, of course, remembers. And there you go. Gebaldeladung. Major quickly does that. This is senses something is wrong. But the fighter is going to close in on them. Might want to pop a blend curve into us. There you go. Sparing no expense to just keep those Americans off the point to push them back in the course of the Reich. Panzer IV repairs. He's flooding a lot of resources. Don't tell me he's planning another King Tiger now. That's bananas. I should just go for Luxus and Pumas, honestly. Maybe some more fight speakers. There you go. Double Lux. He's going for double Lux. Double light tanks. 45 minutes into the game. Well, this match is definitely breaking a lot of records, isn't it? Calliope sending out there up north. If you got the Shem rolling up the left score, they're going to have to push retreat the fight before they get wiped out. They certainly cannot withstand that level of pressure here. He may want to just rush the center. Calliope striking the south here. Fightmaker's being slaughtered to man. In fact, beyond that, they're destroyed, annihilated, crashed. Panzer IV flanked the Rekenna. They got 10 missiles under 90. First looks almost done. I'm surprised they went for double Luxes because they do have quite a build time to them. Part of me expect more like, Puma and a Stuttgart maybe, but no, he committed to double Luxes. Another Sherman out for Caosak. I really think you should consider another Puma on top of that Lux to help fight those Shermans alongside the Panzer IV. And that's just me. Need to fix out that Panzer IV. 9 kills, close to 52, and there you go. First of 2 Luxes out here for Learn to Play and the German army. Sherman then taking hits from the Kenner for them being pushed back. Southern Victor won't make cease to Learn to Play. Or Caosak, we got the Lux rushing in to try and deal with it. Fighter makes being enforced, still no upgrades on them. Panzer IV being engaged here. Sherman going for it. There you go. Veteran 2 on the Panzer IV, but it is also heavily damaged. Kenner tries to hit there, but fails in the south. We got the Lux versus the Major. Second Lux halfway down here for Learn to Play. I'm still amazed he isn't going for a Puma there. But oh well. In this north, Ravscourt pushed back by the Panzer IV and the Sturmpioniere. No mercy here from Learn to Play. In the south, Sherman's going for the Lux here. Second Lux almost done, but again, he's only really got the Panzer IV and like him to deal with both Shermans here. And there's a third one on the way here. Again, I feel like Learn to Play's force composition might bite him in the arse here. He could try and go for the Puma now on top of the 2 Luxes, but we'll have to see. Panzer IV towards the center, but again, it is heavily damaged. Ravscourt is going here for the Calliope. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. Like Kevin catching the Sherman there. Guess he wants the Panzerfaust. Almost got the Sherman there in the south. They almost got it. Panzer IV still in repairs. Got the northern victory point. Center being held here. Calliope Panzerfausted. Both Luxes out in the field here for Learn to Play. No Puma still. Center being seized for the Ravscourt. Sturmpionier, grab northern victory point. Center being grabbed the Americans. We got the Lux diving ahead here. Straight into Rekenna. Who's going to lose it? Rekenna getting south here. There we go. Second Lux will rhyme when he's lost the first Lux. This is grade A carnage. That's for sure. Picks up the Panzer IV far up northeast. Second Lux goes up in the flames as well there. 2 fireballs in the middle of the field. We got 2 points left for Learn to Play versus Caosak's 187. Good God. And there you go. That's it. GG. Ding, ding, ding. The fight is over. He lost for Learn to Play, a victory for Caosak. A hell of a fight here with some hell of a back and forth moment between these 2 players. Really close time to for Learn to Play, but I do think part of it again was just him going for the King Tiger the way he did it and then losing it. I also think, like, could have used some of those fights slightly more efficiently and, of course, consider using smoke bombs and banning assault. But as I say, that was a really close fight here, though. This could have been lost by Caosak as well here under the right circumstances. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell a friend, tell a family. But don't tell me. So this is Imperial Link saying cheers. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.